him like over under, and it was like 200 and it was like 2,500 yards or something completely wrong. Like it was way off. And I bet like $50 on it. And they sent an email, said, we're taking your money. If you do it again, we're booting you. So I told Joey, I'm like, oh, you got to be careful here, because if you put too much money on it, they'll boot you.
Yeah, they will boot you. And by the way, speaking of booting, hey, we're live. CJ Squared episode 45 is on the way, and you know what's going on. We talking about betting, man. We having these conversations that are important, talking about betting everywhere, right? We betting over in China. We betting on Mars. No matter where you stand, we stacking everywhere, right? It don't matter where
we stack all over the world.
We stacking all over the world. So
right.
You call a little tail end of that conversation. But right now, a lot of stuff going on. Big trades in the NFL. NBA is coming down to the end of the regular season. I think most teams got like 10 games left or so. Big matchups going on in NBA fantasy. Big matchups, including one here on CJ Squared again. And also, how can we forget the NCAA tournaments going on, right? Man, so many major upsets happening, so many things taking place, and it's going to be probably a good Sweet 16. The big question is, are we going to have the favorites go on to the finals, or is the underdog still going to keep moving on, right? Even though we got some pretty big name underdogs out there, can they move forward? Once again, I'm here with my man Chris, my man Joey. Joey got his head down. I don't know what he's looking at. He probably on his phone looking at his fantasy stats, trying to see where he at. All right. So just relax, man. Relax.
Just relax.
Like my dad say, man, nobody want to work.
Don't nobody want to work.
Don't nobody want to work except for CJ Squared. Right. We out here working. We out here grinding. We out here, man. You just don't know what we're doing. We trying to do our best to bring you some very good content that you can take and share with somebody else and talk about it, right? So, somebody heard somebody in the background talking. Was that you, Joey?
That was me. Just Yanhua is grinding in Chinese. Yanhua.
Since we're stacking in China, we might as well hit them with some Chinese.
I did. I found out what our stacking was too.
Chinese.
Did there? Did there?
Oh, you got. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right, here we go. I mean, might as well. This is universal. This is being broadcast out to other universes.
That's right.
Galaxies. So it don't even matter. Getting broadcast to China is just a small step in our journey, right? Because we're getting broadcast in different galaxies right now, and people don't even realize it. All right. Anyway, I know I sound crazy, but I'm serious. Right? I'm very serious right now. But anyway, let's talk about the NCAA tournament. We got some questions that we're gonna go over, but before that, I know you want to know how CJ Squared has done so far.
You not show that
in the tourney. Let's go to the highlights.
Hey,
here we go. So first, we got CJ Squared. We got against the spread. We got straight up our combined ESPN, and I got a surprise for the CJ Squared crew. We got a second chance challenge that we're going to do on ESPN. We're going to file our bracket and see what's going to happen. See, can we do some stacking and make some money with some good picks on our second chance?
See if we can bounce back a little
bracket.
bit.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what's going on. All right. So against the spread so far, Joey has bounced back this year, right? I mean, we're not that bad considering that we're going against the spread. This is our performance so far on all 48 games. Me and Chris, we had some disappointment, some bad beats. But 48%, not too bad.
No, no.
Joey clearly has bounced back because last year
took an L.
you took some.
But this year, I
took some
bounced
L's.
back.
You're continuing that hot streak from football on to
football, right?
Might be on to something. I might be on.
Okay.
maybe
So
you need to, Joey. Maybe you just need to be a volume better that just bets every game. Maybe that's instead of trying to pick your games, just bet them.
That might be it. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
That might be your style.
Yes.
You just need more. You're gonna need about $100 to in the count first.
Don't say that word, Chris.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, and you see Joey's best performance day 2. He crushed it. He had 11 out of 16 picks that day.
Man,
pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk about straight up. And when I mean straight up, I'm talking about on the CJ Squared Tourney Pick'em. Yes, everything I do now is called CJ Squared. It's branded. That's what I'm doing.
That's right.
That's what I'm calling it. Even when I know I'm the one running it, it's still CJ Squared, right? Because this is all about us. All right, so straight up, first and second round, the Tourney Pick'em. Me and Joey, we are currently ranked first.
Hanging in there.
Chris is ranked 15th. Best performance, I was 27 and
out of 32. Geez.
Out of 32, right? That first round. I did. Can you 27 out of 32? That's pretty good.
That's all right.
And then Joey
should have bet all those games.
Yeah,
I know, right? And Joey was 11 for 16 in the second round. Pretty awesome, right?
That's all right.
I think I got some stats right here. Here's some of the stats from our CJ Squared Tourney Pick'em. We got only 2 teams out of 56 have 4 teams left. 26 teams have 3 teams left, and 23 have 2 teams left. One is 4 people that only have 1 team, and there's it says 0 teams left. It should be 1. There's 1 guy who's been wiped out. That's a typo. The Zags, Gonzaga was picked by 33 teams to win it all. The Wildcats, Villanova, and Arizona were picked 14 times. And then the Jayhawks, Tigers were picked by 2 teams. Tigers, of course, Auburn, who were eliminated. More on them later. And then we got Duke, Kentucky, UCLA, Michigan, and Tennessee all picked by 1 team.
I think Paladin picked Tennessee.
I
think he did.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Paladin
in his final
he's
4.
He's one of those guys who only has 1 team left.
Okay.
And I'll pull up that spreadsheet real quick after this. After our last.
Did it just say Palestine's in the?
Oh yeah, I guess because the PowerPoint transcript said I didn't picked up that, but no, it's Paladin.
Palestine's only it's like Palestine.
All right, more CJ Squared shenanigans going on. That's what happens. All right, here we go. So right now on the ESPN, we are in the 99th percentile, which is pretty good. But we still, I saw the person with the highest points was like 570, and we were at 470, which is not bad. The only problem is, as you can see, 2 of our teams have been eliminated from the Final Four. Yeah. Though we still have Kentucky, we still have Gonzaga, and we still have.
So in that one, we almost have to. You probably have to have like an Iowa State or somebody crazy because nobody's gonna pick it. And you know what I mean? Like somebody's off the wall that nobody's gonna pick.
Right.
All right. So that is our tourney wrap up. We're gonna talk a little bit more about the tourney here in a second. But first, we have get rid of this and pull this up. I already got it ready for y'all. All right, here we go. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get into this tournament challenge, the second chance tournament challenge. And of course, like always, like when we do our Elite Eight, it's majority wins. It's not a discussion.
Got it.
That's how we do it, right?
Got
It
it.
doesn't always work, but it has worked before. So it has worked, right? It has worked. Not all the time, but sometimes it does work. All right, so here we go. We're gonna start with the West first. We got Gonzaga, Arkansas. I think be safe to say that we're all going with Gonzaga.
That
I would take Gonzaga there.
This is the big one. Texas Tech and Duke.
Ooh,
I'll let you go first, Chris. Who you got here?
I like Texas Tech, but I think this is a matchup battle right here more than anything.
Yeah.
Whoever can get the tempo.
Is Texas Tech still favored? At one point, they were a favorite by a point.
Favorite?
Yeah, when it first came out, the line came out. They were a 2-point favorite. Then it went down to 1. By now, it could have already switched over.
Yeah.
-1 still.
-1 Texas Tech.
That's on the score app. I'm not sure what it is on.
Yeah, but usually it's always pretty close. So
yeah, it's probably the same thing.
It's probably about the same
on ESPN.
Okay.
So Joey, are you going with your boy, Coach K?
I'm really worried about the extreme amount of upperclassmen for the Red Raiders, but I'm going to still go Duke.
You gonna go Duke?
I'm still go Duke.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna go Duke here as well. All right. I would love to see. I think it's more wishful hoping that I can see the Gonzaga Duke matchup. I mean, if this happens, this is gonna be monumental. Why? One, it's a rematch. Duke beat them this year already, and 2, will it be Mark Few that closes out Coach K's illustrious career? Will it be Mark Few? Right, the guy who is gone to so many Final Fours over the last couple of years, but has yet to hang that banner. And Coach K has how many banners he has? 6 or 7? How many?
5.
I mean, other than victories, like in just getting championships, I would say Gonzaga's been the most dominant team over the last 5 years. They just can't close it out. But other than that, I mean, even they just can't seem to find, so Mark Few's definitely turned. I mean, really, if he wins a couple, he could be that Coach K right now, the next guy, I guess. If he can,
it's a new blue blood
at Gonzaga. Yep. And like, it's so funny. Gonzaga is a mid-major, but they never list them under the mid-major rankings anymore.
Right.
But they'll list the teams from their conference, but not them.
They never get looks to go, I guess, because they're not a big enough football school.
Oh, I don't think they even have football. Who knows? They may not even have it.
Yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I wonder if they could do like a Notre Dame and just, because that killed. I mean, really, why though? It doesn't matter. They get a 1 seed anyway. Who cares?
Facts.
I mean,
all right. So we got Gonzaga and Duke. Who do you guys have going to the Final Four? I'll go first. Give me the Zags.
Give me Duke.
I'll take Duke.
Oh, this guy right here. We the second chance challenge. Did y'all not look at our other one? We do have Gonzaga on there. Okay.
The only reason is just watching Gonzaga. I think they've got a little bit more holes.
Okay.
Then now obviously they can win it. I wouldn't be surprised at all, but I just feel like if they keep playing these close games, I mean, their first game, they ended up spreading it out at the end, but they were fighting all game, probably for 80% of that game to pull away. And then they pulled away late. Yep. Memphis game, they didn't look that great. They were fighting that whole game. So to me, if you keep playing with fire, eventually, you're going to get caught. So that's my thinking, is maybe either Gonzaga's a little bit overrated, or I remember the year Carolina won, they played LSU in the second round, And that was their closest game all tournament, and everyone else they just blew out. So it might be the same thing with Gonzaga.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it happens. All right, so somehow we got Duke going there anyway, but all right, let's go to the East. We got North Carolina versus UCLA, probably one of the favorites at the beginning of the year to actually go to the championship again.
Battle of the Blue Bloods.
Yep. So, who you got here, Chris? As your UNC guy, what would you first?
I don't.
Put you on the spot.
I'm gonna pick UCLA because if then I'd rather not. I haven't picked Carolina yet. I just keep picking against them, so I'll just keep picking against them, hoping they still somehow pull out a victory. I mean, they look ridiculous for what 90% of that game, and then almost looked ridiculous the other way. Yep. So, Joey, let me ask you, as a ref, was that the right call with Manick and the elbow?
I think it was. He didn't mean. I don't think he. Of course, he didn't.
Should that be a toss? Should that be a toss out of the game?
Yes. Yes.
That's just steep right there.
It was a clear elbow. It was. If they brought up the definition of a flagrant one, and every bit of that play, that was what a flagrant one was.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. However, I do think that was the right call.
All right.
Paladin hated it.
Yeah, I'm sure, of course he did. Joey, who you got here? UNC or UCLA?
I love the way Carolina is playing. Hubert Davis has them rolling. Give me Carolina.
UCLA for me. All right, here we go. All right. So can St. Pete keep it going and defeat one of the top teams in the nation all year? I'm in Purdue with that two-headed monster at center and that really good guard.
Ivy.
Ivy. So can St. Pete keep on that Cinderella slipper, or is this going to be a monumental blowout? Who you got, Joey?
JB, it's 11:59 with 58 seconds left. It's on 58 with 2 seconds left. St. Pete is not going to make it. Purdue. Holloway, Jersey Zone.
I got Purdue. I think they're just too much, but
yeah. All right.
JB, did you pick? Well, yeah, I thought you picked.
I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay. I corrected I corrected myself.
JB was like, remember last time, JB, as soon as St. Peter's, he was like, I'm betting this instantly that St. Peter's is gonna get crushed by Murray State or whatever.
And Murray State got dead butt whooped.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
I tell you, man, you think, I don't know, man. Who knows? I don't get it. Anyway. All right, 15 seeds going. What's the furthest the 15 seed has gone? The furthest they've gone is what? To this round?
I think
they've ever been out of this round.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That would be sweet though.
Yeah, it would be.
I love some chaos, especially since my bracket's done.
Your bracket is destroyed.
Hey, give me chaos.
All right. Hating on everybody else. You want them guys. You're like 50. If I can't get no money with you, yeah, you know what you
bring them all down.
All right. So we got UCLA, we got Purdue. Who you going with, Chris?
Give me Purdue. I like Purdue since early in the season. Ivy, like we talked about, NBA high pick. I'll go with Purdue here.
All right, Joey.
Give me UCLA, veteran team, been there, done that.
All right, give me Purdue.
Oh, Duke, Purdue.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do my own bracket on this one myself, not get off with y'all.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Arizona versus Houston. Man, both teams have over 30 wins. Arizona is 33-3. Houston is 31-5. Houston went to the Final Four last year. Kevin Sampson has his team rolling, playing good defense. But do they have a Quentin Grimes on their team this year? That's the question.
They don't.
So I can say, Joey, Quentin Grimes is not walking through that door. Clyde Drexler is not coming through that door.
Oh, Hakeem.
All right. Anyway, Joey, who you got, Joey? Houston?
Give me Arizona. I'm really afraid for Arizona in this one.
Okay.
Give me the Wildcats.
Yeah, I'll go. I know we picked Arizona. I'll go Houston the way they're playing right now.
All right, I got Arizona.
Doesn't matter.
It just, Joey, what's this from? It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. That's meatballs, man. That's meatballs.
Meatballs.
With Bill Murray.
Yes.
Sandy Camp.
Yes.
It just doesn't matter. All right, anyway, come on, Joey. Usually clutching the movies, Joey. Come on, man. All right, here we go. We got the Michigan Sucker Punches versus the Wildcats. Who you got, Chris?
Yeah, give me Villanova. Same thing. Been there, done that. These guys.
Mm-hmm. Joey.
Oh, Wildcats. Jay, I love Villanova.
Yeah. We're gonna have a Wildcat.
Yes.
Elite Eight.
Yes.
Man, what a matchup, right? All right. Arizona versus Nova. The Wildcats versus the Wildcats. Who do you have, Joey?
Arizona.
Give me Arizona too. I'll take Arizona.
All right.
Really frightened. Villanova. I don't like betting against Jay Wright.
All righty. So our next one, we have one of Chris's teams. He tried to fool us with earlier this year. The Providence Friars, the Fighting Billy Donovans, against Kansas, another team with a high seed, great pedigree. But is there any guy on Kansas that you really think is an NBA talent? Anyway, who you got, Chris?
Ooh, this one's. I think Kansas. I'm gonna go Providence. I think that I thought they were maybe a little counterfeit based on the blind test. They looked really good when we saw that, but then yeah. So I'll take Providence. I just think they're better than I actually thought. They're playing up to what they were.
Okay, so they are what you thought they are.
Yeah, they seem to be now. They are.
That's my
crown them.
That's crown. Hey, you want to crown?
Crown.
Y'all gonna have me here laughing, man. All right, okay. Joey, who you got, man?
Rock Chalk.
Oh,
all right, good. So based on what I need to actually win my pool, I'm going with Providence. I'm gonna speak it into existence. All right. Now, here is an interesting battle. The only battle with double-digit seeds left in the bracket. We got Iowa State, who I'll be talking about them later, versus the Miami Hurricanes. Shout out to my boy Hot Rod, who picked the Miami Hurricanes to make it to this round because that's his squad. You gotta do what you gotta do, right? I understand, right? I picked Syracuse last year to make it to this round, and they did. I remember they lost in this round to Houston last year. So who y'all got? You got Iowa State or you got Miami? Chris, you first.
I'm going Miami. I think Miami was underseeded. They weren't really a 10 seed anyway. So I think Iowa State has, great story, big turnaround, but I would say Miami just because I think they're the better team.
Man, I just checked this bracket over and you realize, yes, this year, the SEC is definitely the Big Ten from last year.
Mm-hmm.
They have one team left.
Yeah.
Well, Alabama got bounced in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Auburn was a big seed. They got bounced.
Kentucky got bounced in the first round against St. Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who else we got in there?
It's the
LSU.
same thing last year, right? Didn't a Big Ten team lose last year in the first round to
Yes,
a lower seed?
I think so.
Ohio,
Was it
didn't Ohio State,
Illinois?
didn't Ohio State lose Illinois?
Yes, they did. Because I had the Ohio State in my Final Four.
The
Yeah,
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
It's only for the football squad.
Yeah,
All right. Chris got Miami. Joey, who you got?
I will not bet against Larinaga. Absolutely not.
All right, you got Miami.
No way.
Let's see. And let's see. What? So the ACC is well represented. But I did say that one conference was possibly the best conference in America. They were represented too. The Big 12 got 3 teams in there too. All right, so
3-3, huh?
we got Providence. We got Providence and Miami, an old Big East matchup. Who you got, Chris?
I'll go Providence at this point.
Larinaga going back to the Final Four.
I go with Larinaga as well. Why not? I mean, the dude took George Mason there. He definitely can take this Miami team there. All right.
Ray Lewis going to give one of his impassioned locker room speeches before they go out there.
Yeah, go old Ray Lewis. All right, so Final Four time. Wow, look at our Final Four looking crazy. All right, so we got Duke versus Purdue. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I am not picking Duke for national champion. Just you can go ahead and cancel that. So if y'all pick them to go to there,
I'll take Purdue.
There you go.
We don't even let the Dookie get a vote.
I'll stay quiet.
Yes, right. All right. And we got Zona and Miami.
I'll take Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
From Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna have Arizona again for our champion. All right. Who you got? All right. I'll go first on this one. I'll take Purdue.
Yeah, I think we want to have a second champion anyway. So I think it's better to go different than we had. Right?
Oh, Chris. Joey face like, come on, man.
I'll take
I mean, we already picked Arizona, so
I know, I got you. All right. So pick the score. We got Purdue versus Arizona. What do you think the score is going to be?
Well, most over-unders are what, right around the 140 range, right? Usually in college basketball, that's kind of the range.
All right.
So if we're thinking, what, 73, probably something in that range, probably, right? Which would be 60. Wouldn't you say something in that range?
All right, let's go 73. How about 73? Because if Purdue's going to win, they're probably going to have to play good defense. If Arizona is a high-scoring game, Arizona's probably going to win. So let's go 73-69.
That sounds good to me.
All right, submit picks.
Boom.
There you go.
JB's like, now JB's got to go make his with Gonzaga.
Yes, you know this, man. All right, really quick before we go to the next thing, here is something that I'm sure that y'all will appreciate. This is how everything is looking in the Tourney Pick'em. I got too much time on my hands. Yes, I do. I looked at everybody's teams left, and I looked at their possible points. This guy right here, that's why I said I need Kansas to lose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you can see, I am sitting here down here at 148 possible points if Kansas wins.
Okay.
But if Kansas loses, then I'm sitting right here as the top person that doesn't have Kansas as they're going to the Final Four. So I need Kansas to lose.
You're a huge Providence fan this weekend.
Exactly. My current rank is 1. Here's Joey's current rank is 1. You see Joey, he ain't winning no money. Unless. Well, yeah, Zona. Nah, I ain't gonna win no money, man.
Probably not.
Zona win.
The problem is you're not different enough.
No.
Yeah. Dennis got more points than you with Zona winning.
Yeah.
You
And
got Duke
even
Zona,
Mike.
so yeah, you
Yeah.
have to be different somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
that. I saw someone had Houston in the Final Four.
Yep. Yeah, and you can see, all the red. Let me see. Here's William, Sweet William. Yeah, he's gone. He's done.
Connecticut.
Chris, you
Wow.
right here, Chris. This is you right here.
Ooh, that is not good.
Wow.
There's
Connecticut.
Paladin right there. There's your boy
There's
Paladin.
There's old Palestine's. Tennessee. He did have Tennessee.
Mhm.
I don't know if did he have them winning it?
No,
he had Gonzaga
Paladin
winning.
he had Gonzaga winning.
Okay.
All right, there's Peter Brown right there. He's
Okay.
Casper. There's the hot ones, bring his brackets.
Hot.
That's hot. And
Man, now I bet Hot One's wishing he had Miami coming out because he'd be the only one on there with that.
Let's see doubles. I didn't mark his, but I do know who he had picked. I think he has Zona or Kansas. I gotta double check.
Okay.
I did mark it when I did the list, but yep.
Go Buttons.
All right, yeah. Buttons what Buttons at? Buttons right here. Look at Buttons. Buttons right now is ranked 50. If he's in the cut waiting, but
Yes,
the problem is if all 4 of these teams get there, then Buttons could be in really good shape, right?
So who's Buttons need? He needs UCLA to lose.
Yeah,
right, because.
But I definitely need Kansas to take an L. Anyway, let me stop this share. All right, so we're gonna move on to the other part of our show, and still talking about the tournament. First question we have, and this is for Joey and Chris: which higher rated team were you most surprised with in the first 2 rounds? Like I don't know. Let me see that question. Are we talking about any team, right? Yeah, any team. I'm sorry.
Whether it's bad or good.
No. So surprise would be good. We'll have disappointed is the other way.
Yeah. So your surprising team, it got nothing to do with the rankings. Oh, a little thunder out there. All right. So what's your surprise team, Joey?
Well, I would have to say that the surprise team is a team that no one thought this was going to happen to, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Thought you already picked your team though, but go ahead.
Well, see, I picked a team that I'm surprised how bad they were.
Well, that's your disappointment.
But I have another disappointment too.
Tell us both, man. It's okay.
Okay. I am
you ain't no pitch count.
I am
double
surprised by how awful Tennessee. They won 13 out of 14 games going into the SEC tournament, and they won the SEC tournaments. How many people had them in their Final Four? Now, they're not my biggest disappointment, but I'm surprised that they shat the bed the way that they did. That is 13 out of 14 in a really good conference.
Well, that's the thing is the conference isn't as good as we thought.
Right. 13 out of 14 win the SEC championship and can't make it out of the second round. Something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Is it Barnes?
No, who did they lose to this time? Oh, they lost to Michigan.
Yeah.
True.
Why was Juwan Howard hugging that kid at the end?
Because the poor kid was crying.
Oh, I just thought it was some other story behind it.
He was like, I can't believe this either. We just won 12 straight. And now we're going home.
Yeah. What happened? Sometimes you go home, man. It's just life.
The guy, and then the kid was like, "Don't touch me."
Is that what he did for real?
No, remember that's what Juwan Howard said to the Wisconsin coach.
Oh, yeah.
Like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
They start fighting.
That's what happened, definitely.
Well, so this is a good segue for me because my surprise team is Michigan. Michigan, remember at the beginning of the year, they're a top 10 team. They had a really good run last year, and then they completely fell off. They were almost 500. When the brackets came out, many people were talking about why is Michigan even as high ranked as they were. So to me, the fact is, and you always see that every team that it seems like every year that the team that they complain about getting in or getting a high seed, that team goes on a run. So to me, Michigan was that team that was probably talent-wise, they're not an 11 seed. I don't think anyone would think, if you just look at that roster, that they're an 11 seed. But they played, they didn't play that well this year. They obviously had the Juwan Howard issues.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were one of those, which Michigan's going to show up. And it's not like they finished off super strong. And they were going against a Colorado State team that was pretty good. And then Tennessee, who, like Joey mentioned, was on fire. And they beat them. What was that score? Did they beat them pretty easy?
The final score of that game was
76-68. So it wasn't a nail biter, at least.
No.
So, yeah, for me, it was Michigan, just because, you just didn't know what was going to show up, and they could have easily just not made the tournament, and nobody would have been really surprised either.
Yep, they kind of backdoored their way in. Oh, Chris, he got bounced.
Oh no.
He got bounced.
Oh no.
All right,
Chris bounced out.
He'll be back here soon, people. But let me go ahead and tell you. My surprise team. My surprise team is Iowa State, and for the simple fact that Iowa State won 2 games last year.
Mm-hmm.
2 games. So
right.
if that's not a surprise, then I don't know what a surprise is.
What about that?
You win 2 games last year.
2.
And you come into the tournament and they're playing lights out.
Yes, they're
playing really, really, really good.
Very
good basketball right
Absolutely.
now.
Absolutely.
All right. So I guess while Chris is getting himself situated.
In that Ethernet.
Yes. All right. So the next question we have is, Joey, what team are you most disappointed in?
Blue blood.
Which
maybe
one?
Maybe the most blue blood ever. Possibly, but the University of Kentucky men's basketball team was very disappointing. They have maybe 4 or 5 NBA players. Well, excuse me, maybe 4 first-round picks at some point, possibly. That's what he's back.
Sorry, man. I said I was thinking I had a George Costanza moment. Remember when George Costanza leaves on the high note after a joke? I had such a hot take. I was out.
Out.
See, I just don't come back. I just George Costanza that thing.
I'm out. Yes, but Kentucky, they lose to a mid-major.
Is St. Peter's even a mid-major?
Yeah, really. They missed 7 free throws in overtime. They shoot 66% from the free throw line for the entire game. They allow St. Francis to shoot.
St. Peter's
to shoot 50% from the field. St. Peter's hit they shot 88% from the free throw line. I guess Kentucky just thought they were going to sleepwalk through the first round. They played down. I've heard Charles Barkley say that Kentucky plays down to the level of competition. They've been doing it for the entire year, and it finally caught up with them. They are a major disappointment. I don't really recall Calipari ever being in this position of being put out like this. So Kentucky is a major disappointment, even considering I had them in my Final Four as well.
Yeah.
Shame on you, Kentucky. Shame on you.
All right.
Don't overreact and say that Calipari needs to be replaced. Paladin. Don't overreact. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right. So Chris, what team is your most disappointing team?
Yeah, I gotta go Iowa, just obviously because I picked them to go to my Final Four. I actually also picked Kentucky, so I'm right there with Joey. But Iowa was coming off playing, they're one of those teams that looked like they were playing, like we talked about Tennessee, looked like they were playing really good at the right time, which, is huge going into the tournament. I just think Richmond is an older team. They got a bad draw. Now looking back on hindsight, it looks like it's a bad draw because they're an experienced team. And you would think if the teams are close, you would go, okay, well, does either team have a really great player, which Iowa does, and Keegan Murphy is a top 10 pick. He can't really be stopped scoring wise, but Iowa just did not shoot that well at all. It's weird when you watch those games like Kentucky and Iowa, it's like they're just kind of leaving these teams hanging around, and you're just like, all right, well, I know what they'll do. Like in the next 3 minutes, they'll just turn it on and just like do like Gonzaga did and just kind of run away with it. And neither of those teams ever did. And when you get into those battles where you're really, you just keep those underdog teams around, unless you've got a guy who can just truly take over, then, you just leave these underdog teams. They're especially the experienced ones, they're just going to knock you out. And that's what happened with Iowa. They just ran into Richmond, who was, that guard for Richmond is really good. I don't think he's an NBA player, but he's, a great college type of guard. So
guard play is important in the NCAAs.
yeah, if you got a guy who's experienced, and I think they said that guy's played maybe the most minutes ever or most games ever in college basketball. Something crazy I saw the stat was. So
like a six-year senior or something.
Yeah,
because one team had a guy like that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, speaking of hot guard play, man, those guard, that one kid from UNC, man, he was hot against Baylor.
Carolina guard's been playing really well.
Yeah,
hot, but anyway, he is but that is, Baylor, like Joey said, Baylor came in a little injured. I mean, they had like 2 or 3 guys from their squad beginning of the year that were not playing, but he still had most of their main guys. Baylor just came out real flat, tried to make a run and push through to win. I mean, Baylor got nothing to be ashamed of. They hung up a banner last year, and nobody ever saw that. Baylor, Waco, Texas, getting a championship. But my most disappointing team definitely has to be the Auburn Tigers. Auburn Tigers have been playing well all year, always in the top 10. Probably have a top 3 pick in Smith. Good guard play. Have had a 7-footer who was a All-American. I think he was second team All-American.
That dude had 9 blocks in the first game.
Yeah, he did.
Yet the Miami Hurricanes dominated them from start to finish. This game was never really close. Miami just dominated them. So I'm very disappointed in them because they ruined my bracket along with Kentucky. It's always a conference like that. Goodness gracious. All right, here we go. All right. So that is our NCAA wrap up. Of course, we are going to have our rest of the tournament picks against the spread. Tomorrow, I send it out. We're going to, pick them up for tomorrow and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. And we'll come back next week and see how we did on these next 16 games before the.
Maybe you forgot to mention that you actually didn't do that bad, considering one day you went like 0 of 8, which is tough to do.
yeah. I didn't. For rehashing that.
Well, I mean, you picked
Chris.
You picked the rest of the. You didn't. I mean, me and you were tied, and you had a day of 0 and 8.
Yes, day 3, I went 0 and 8. Day 3.
Yeah, so you really the other day you picked pretty well.
Like now, one right. Yeah. Oh, and I see I got my man Joey saying making faces. You short, bro. You short. You tighten up. That's all I'm going to tell you. I know you got my messages. All right. Anyway, so I think we on to the NFL. I think Chris is going to talk about this big blockbuster deal that went down. Chris, go ahead and just make it happen.
Yeah. So earlier today when I wrote it right as it was kind of breaking that they were in talks. So the question was if Tyreek Hill, but now we switched it to now that Tyreek Hill has been traded to Miami, does Miami become a real contender in the AFC? Joey, you want to take that?
Chris and JB. Miami will be a contender in the AFC East. They look explosive on offense. Their defense, I'm a little worried about what's happening on the defensive side of the ball. I'm a little worried that Brian Flores is no longer there either, because the team seemed to enjoy playing for him.
Coach.
Some guy from the 49ers.
Oh yeah, the
The
dude.
49ers offensive coordinator. That guy.
Yeah, the guy who's been, I think he's been with Shanahan and all those guys for like years.
Oh, okay.
So I think everyone said they said of the three guys, Shanahan, McVay, and that dude,
right,
said he's the smartest of the three.
Right.
Oh,
but
that's saying a lot.
Who knows? Now, can you be a head coach is different. You know what I mean? Just because you're a great
exactly.
doesn't mean you might be a head coach. So
yeah, we're the guy from Cleveland. I forgot who that he coached for 1 year. He's supposed to be a great offensive coordinator. I think he was a coordinator for Cleveland, maybe the Ravens at one point too.
Oh, is that
he got fired like the first year?
He was set up for failure. That I know who you're talking about. But the offense. I guess of course when you see Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, I mean, how about Tyreek Hill may not even be the fastest player on the team right now? Maybe not.
Yeah. Who's faster than him?
Jalen Waddle might be faster than him.
Let's just move on.
Jalen Waddle might be faster than him.
It's not even close, man. You tripping.
Exciting to see that firepower, but if Tua doesn't take a step forward, then they're going to be nothing. So and then all that time Flores was trying to make a move at quarterback. We're going to ultimately see what Tua is about this year. The offense should be better. Defense was sort of middle of the road last year. I'm a little concerned that the Dolphins aren't going to draft anyone until the end of the third round. So
did they bring in Chase Edmonds too?
Did they bring in Chase Edmonds?
I thought they traded for Chase Edmonds. They signed him to be a running back.
Yeah, because they've been by committee this whole last couple.
Yes, they have. Well, let's just say the front office better be getting free agent signings straight. This is a huge splash, but they better be getting free agent signings straight, since they're not going to be able to build as much through this year's draft.
Yeah, Google Assistant told me the Dolphins did get Chase Edmonds.
Okay.
So can I take the question now?
Yes, you go ahead.
No. This is for you. This is for Joey, for C Double, and for the hot one.
For hot, is it because of Tua?
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you're telling me that Tua is going to make up the difference between him and Josh Allen just because he has Tyreek Hill, when he already had Jalen Waddle, he had Devontae Parker. I mean, he had some decent weapons, and what's Tyreek Hill's greatest asset on the field?
Definitely speed.
It's speed, but what does he do? What does he do to the defense?
Over the top.
He stretches, takes the top off usually. So
top off. Okay, well, let me ask you a question. Can you take the top off for something when you don't have a strong arm? Can you? Can you consistently take the top off the defense when your quarterback is a dinker and dunker?
Point noted.
That's all I'm saying, right? Would Tyreek Hill make a difference? Of course. Now, if they can establish a run game, which you're bringing in the San Fran coordinator, and if you Chase Edmonds, I can see them being a better running team next year, more consistent. But with Tua, they'll finish with a winning record, but they will not overtake the Buffalo Bills. No, because Buffalo Bills
They ready for another run.
They're stacking.
They ready for another run.
All right, that's my take.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm with JB. Yeah, I think that this is definitely a quarterback league, and you look at the teams. Really, it's going to come down to can Tua elevate his team the way Burrow has done, and obviously he's got weapons, and that helps. But as Tua hasn't even shown that ability to be a top 10 guy, let alone a guy who can, just put them on their back and carry them the way that Burrow has or some of these other great quarterbacks. And now we see the AFC, how stacked it is. So, and the thing is that Tyreek Hill, yeah, he's good. But if you look at the numbers, him and Waddle are very similar in what they, Waddle might be a poor man's guy, but I don't necessarily know if that's where they were missing. Tyreek Hill was 111 for 1239 and 9 touchdowns. Waddle 104 for 10-15 and 6. So, and he missed, didn't he miss a game or two, I think also. So to me, you already got that guy. I don't necessarily know, you've got 2 speed guys, which you can't ever have enough speed, but I think that is that the guy. They don't have that Devontae Adams. Me and JB were talking beforehand with Parker needing to be that guy. But, I just don't know if like you said, if they're just dinking and dunking, if there's enough of those little dinks and dunks to go around between 2 guys who are kind of similar type of players. I don't know if an elite wide receiver is going to elevate a team with an average quarterback play. So really it's all going to come down to, can Tua take that next step the way Joe Burrow did? If he does, then yeah, but I still think it all comes down to Tua and not Tyreek Hill. But you can never have enough weapons. And if your weapon is a top, 4 guy in football, you're going to get better. So, and we've seen in
it does.
NFL is not the best team doesn't always win. Everyone was talking about Kansas City is going to be, they're going to be a dynasty for the next 5-6 years. They're going to probably, how many Super Bowls they're going to win? Even Tampa Bay last year, even when we were picking, we're like, Tampa Bay is so loaded. They're, how are they not going to win? And they didn't win. So the best team in football it's not, the other sports where the cream rises to the top. You just got to make the playoffs like we saw Cincinnati in one game. It's the best out of one game at that point. So he can get hot at the right time. I think Tua has the ability. He's very accurate. He's just, maybe they can gadget up. It's just weird for me. I'll end on this. You have Brian Flores, right? Who they wanted him to, lose games. They finally start to turn around, and then all of a sudden he's gone. And now you're starting to invest when that's what he wanted to do in the begin with.
That's exactly.
That's what he wanted to do, was win football games.
Sounds kind of suspect to me.
Yeah, it's just weird that happened.
Weird.
So yeah, I think weird. All right, let me get into that next question. Well, actually, we'll just stay with football here. And we'll start with JB because this is his boy. Should the Cowboys be more active?
You forgot. I'm sorry. You forgot about the Chiefs' chances with.
Actually, yeah. So my bad. Yeah, we'll stay with that first question. Now that the Chiefs have lost Tyreek Hill, what's your take on them? You are obviously they're falling off a little bit, but are you worried about them, JB?
Here's the thing. This is the opposite end of the Tua situation. The Chiefs got a great quarterback. So great quarterbacks can win maybe without having the best receivers. Tom Brady has done that before. And when he had some of the best receivers, he's gone berserk. All right. But so next year he still has Kelsey. They brought in Juju. Right, they brought in Juju. They still got McCole Hardman. They still got some of their other ancillary pieces, and I thought they got a couple of draft picks. So This would be the perfect opportunity to pick a young wide receiver and throw him in there, and they can be back to rolling, right? Andy Reid's going to make it happen. Mahomes is going to make it happen. And they are in a loaded AFC West. The AFC West has to be the most loaded conference that I've seen in a minute. And we thought that the NFC West was loaded like in the past. This year, next year,
Like this.
AFC West has to be the best division in football in a long time. I mean, if they don't, they should get, they can practically maybe, how many wild card teams can you get in? 3 or 2? It's 3, right?
2.
No, you can get,
No,
I
you
mean,
can
how
get
many
3.
wild card teams are there? There's 3.
There's 3, yes.
Yeah, there's 3. Because you got
Right?
the 4. There's 7 teams to get in.
Yes, 7 teams in it.
Yep. So I'm telling you, it's a possibility that this whole conference goes to the playoffs.
It could happen.
They would just have to all win. They'd all have to dominate out of conference, really.
Yeah. I mean, they, of course they'll get some, in conference they'll battle. I mean, they have 6 games inside of their division, but man, they should.
Well, because the NFC West last year got 3 in, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
So
and in Seattle basically had,
and they were
with Russell Wilson hurt, so you know, and at the end of the year they were beating the teams that went to the playoffs. So it should be interesting in the AFC West. The Chiefs do have a chance because they have one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yes, they do.
Joey, you agree with JB, or are you more nervous?
I completely agree with JB. I love this move for Kansas City. They may have the best quarterback in the NFL, and now they've got 4 picks within. They're going to get 4 of the best 62 college players now. They got number 29, number 30. Second round, they got number 50 and number 62. All they need to do, of course, who knows if they're done as far as signing free agents. Julio Jones is still out there. Odell Beckham is still out there. Loaded wideouts. What do they need? They needed to get younger on defense, which they've already started. They did cut the Honey Badger, but they got younger at safety. There are a list of rush DNs that will get to the quarterback. You're going to need that to beat Buffalo. You're going to need that to get
beat
to
San Diego.
Oh, and in your own division. I mean, they have 12 draft picks in this draft. The best run organization in professional football over the last few years since Patrick Mahomes has been there has hardly been them. They seem to make all of the right moves. I think this is an outstanding move by them. They have a great quarterback. That great quarterback, Tyreek Hill was a really good football player before Mahomes took over. When Mahomes got there, Tyreek Hill became a great football player because of the guy that was throwing it to him. I think this may be another Aaron Rodgers situation where Mahomes is going to take guys to another level. And this is the ultimate time for one of those other young guys like a Hardman to step his game up and maybe go.
Yes, I mean, like,
oh gosh,
Hardman's like a rocket coming.
Yes, absolutely. Fast. So this is a great trade by Kansas City. Yes, they lose some of their explosiveness because Tyreek Hill is, oh my gosh, you see him running towards you. A defensive coordinator is having nightmares about him. I mean, I've never seen a play like the one he did against Buffalo where he just catches it and runs by everybody. He is the fastest player I've ever seen play football. Ever. And
faster than Jamal Charles?
Fastest ever.
Okay.
They will lose that. They're going to definitely miss that. However, I think they will be fine. They will replace it somehow. I think Kansas City is going to be even more dangerous when they add to their defense via the 2022 draft.
All right.
Yeah, I still I kind of agree with you guys. I think that if you can get younger and you still can compete, I think how you guys said can these quarterbacks make these great wide receivers? Tyreek Hill is definitely a good wide receiver, but we've seen what great quarterbacks can do. Like say Stephon Diggs. Remember, he comes into Buffalo. He was the best best wide receiver last year. We saw Cooper Kupp this year dominate. He's always been good, but we see great quarterbacks, what they can turn guys into. And this is a deep wide receiver class.
Deep.
Very, so I think you can maybe find, obviously you're maybe not going to find that level of speed, but do you need that level of speed when you got playmakers all around and, you got playmakers everywhere. So to me, get younger. Really, it all comes down to Mahomes. And really, the only thing that scares you anybody of anything is that they're just in the West. That's going to be tough. You know what I mean? So really, that's what more scares you. I think if they go out and they pick up one of these guys, who's the one guy that people are talking about, that Sky Moore in the second round, somebody like him that's, can stretch the field, can run, those are the types of guys that are going to be out there that may not just be a dominant one, but Tyreek Hill on paper doesn't look like that kind of guy, the Devontae Adams kind of build of just a pure number one type of receiver. So Kansas City has done a great job of finding talent all over the place, again, everywhere.
All over the place.
Yeah, they just find a way. Andy Reid's always done that. So
always,
I mean, they were basically one or two plays away from the Super Bowl, and there's been games I know we've seen Tyreek Hill completely disappears. He's a high ceiling guy who goes off for 200 yards, and then the next game he'll have 15 or 16.
Yeah.
So, I think that there's guys out there where Mahomes can make him maybe not that level, but close to that level, and maybe they don't miss a beat, So
Juju should bounce back big time next year.
Yes, he should. He's in a great situation. Great situation.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll stay in football. I was going to say earlier, JB, we'll jump to you first. Should the Cowboys be more active in free agency, or you like where they're going?
Honestly, I have no idea where they're going right now. I don't know. You trade Amari Cooper and you keep a dude who just tore his ACL, sign him to a big deal. And I don't know. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity for the Cowboys because it's only maybe 2 or 3 teams in the NFC that you have to worry about next year. I mean, really have to worry about. And I believe that's, Tampa, because Tom Brady coming back. If without him coming back, you wouldn't have to worry about them. And of course, Green Bay, because Aaron Rodgers is coming back, but he lost Devontae Adams. And the Rams, who won the Super Bowl. And they seem to be trying to, build their team, adding some good pieces in Chris Boyd's Allen Robinson. But the Cowboys just seem to be, just like signing their own guys. They did sign. I mean, the biggest signing I've seen them have per free agency, somebody not on their team, was James Washington from Pittsburgh. Yeah. So and not much excitement. But who knows? Maybe they got something else planned. I mean, am I worried about them? No, I'm getting tired of the narrative that, the Cowboys play in the NFC East. So no matter what they do, no matter how good they play, they won't get any credit.
Right.
So I mean, we'll see though. I mean, should they be more active? they could have made some. Once they lost Randy Gregory, if they really wanted to sign a edge rusher, they could have done that. They did. Oh, they also brought in Dante Fowler.
Yes, they did.
I think. Now, I think if they can actually bring in Bobby Wagner, I mean that'd be a good move. But
Yeah, I heard he's on the.
they probably last time I read they weren't close to signing him. They did resign the safety Curse, who had a big year for them. So we'll see. I think they should have been a little more active, but that's why Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones make the big money.
Mm-hmm.
Joey, you with them?
I'm with JB. I don't know what it's. They haven't had any big time splashes, but for everything that they've lost, they've seemed to have done a pretty decent job as far as signing their players that have been waiting. They've signed them back. So I think they're quietly doing a pretty decent job. I think they're going to depend on this upcoming draft. I think they're definitely they're going all in on CeeDee Lamb. I'm to take the next step forward. And then of course they need to do everything that they can to keep Dak healthy and to see if they can get Zeke going. So offensive lineman, I think, will be something that they will be looking at. I think the Cowboys are in a really good place. They know that they're the most talented team in the NFC East. Just get into the playoffs, and then let's see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jones's MO has kind of been built through the draft. If you look at them, do they really ever make massive splashes in free agency? They don't. That's not really ever been the thing that they go out and do. I think when you sign Dak, the problem is that Dak, we've seen, is a good quarterback, but I don't know if he is a quarterback that will completely just lift those guys up. But then when you sign him, kind of like Kirk Cousins in Minnesota, where you sign these guys for these big deals.
You may say something real funny. I saw an article on Twitter. Did I tell y'all that story?
No.
About how at the end I think Amari Cooper could have got traded for this. I read that it may not be true, but this is what it said. It said that when the Cowboys lost in the playoffs, that Amari Cooper told Dak that he was the black Kirk Cousins.
Oh, geez.
I mean, Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback, quality quarterback, but he's not that guy that's gonna get you over the hump. So I guess I don't know. Maybe Dak didn't appreciate that, and now
he's like, "You're going."
Hey, bro.
That's why Cooper is out the door, right?
Yeah, but I would say if you had to say, is Dak closer to Cousins or is he closer to Mahomes? He's probably closer to Cousins, right?
Yeah,
I would say so.
And the issue is that when you have a guy like that who's making the money he's making, and then you got Zeke, who at this point is he even the best running back on the team.
Like, not big.
You got a lot of money into those two guys, and they're just now probably both just pretty good players.
I think Zeke's going to bounce back next year if he's healthy. He played most of the year. With a pretty bad knee.
Yes, he did.
He probably should have set out a lot of games, and he did.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, and that's the thing is that we know their ceiling of Dak and Zeke is high, but can they consistently play like that when the time comes and they've got to carry them? And that's the problem is that when you lock in these guys, kind of what Green Bay's doing, where if you lock in massive money into a couple players, it hamstrings you. Where like Matthew Stafford, he said, I want to take a friendly deal because I want to win more. You know what I mean? Tom Brady. How many times have we seen Tom Brady do that?
And two, Stafford did recently, I believe.
Yeah, didn't he just sign the extension or
Yeah,
something?
he signed something. Yeah, recently. Like
He
either
said,
yesterday.
I want more. I want more guys. I just want a better team. I want to win more. So that's the problem when you sign these massive deals to these players. I don't know if anyone should sign running backs to massive deals anymore.
Probably won't.
You know, I mean, you got Todd Gurley and Zeke. You know, you look at McCaffrey, Barkley, all these guys who have been the top guys.
Yep.
You know, so I think that they can't really make these splashes that probably Jerry Jones. It's weird though, because as kind of a larger than life guy as he is, you would think that would be a guy who brings in huge players every year, and he really isn't that way. You know what I mean? Like Dan Snyder likes to bring those big splash.
Yes, he does.
You know, but you would think
MO.
Jerry Jones just sits back and eat. He just sits back and snacks. Waits for the waits. I mean, they have drafted well though. Lamb,
Yes, they have drafted well.
They definitely have drafted well. So
their defense should be solid next year though.
I'm
Michael
just
Parsons coming back, you know, cornerback still there.
Overspend on a guy like Gregory. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's
same deal. That was so crazy. He got the same deal. I guess he didn't like the word and saying if he got suspended, he could void his contract. But that's
yeah. He's like,
what?
I know I'm going to get suspended. He's like, I know. He's like, that's definitely coming. I'm definitely going to get suspended. I need to protect myself.
That's what he said.
Yeah, basically.
Insurance.
All right, we'll switch gears. NBA time. It's getting down to crunch time right now. So we got Joey, with Steph's injury, can you still see them making a deep run in the playoffs? He's supposed to be back, right?
Absolutely. He is. I don't know how long he's out for currently. Golden State plays defense. Golden State is in the top part of the league in every major defensive category. As long as they're out there competing on defense night in, night out, they will be able to get to the Western Conference Finals, and we will see what happens when they play Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals. As long as they play defense, as long as they keep on putting effort towards it, they'll have no problems getting to the Western Conference Finals. They're way too good. Draymond is back healthy as he's going to be. They got young wing players that are going to make life difficult for young gunners on the opposing teams. They got young guys that are going to be out there running around, help to conserve Clay, Steph, Draymond. They will be fine. Not worried at all.
JB, worried?
I mean, he has injury to his toe. So I mean, didn't they win tonight against the Heat?
They did win.
They win. I guess it was Draymond was mad because they lost last night to the Orlando. It lost last night to the Orlando Magic. So it looks like, well, let me see. I'm looking at the thing. Like Kuminga had 22, Wiggins had 22, Poole had 30, Lee had 22. They got Gary Payton back. Yeah. I mean, it's like the Heat had everybody playing. They had everybody. Bam, Lowry, Butler, Duncan.
A little brush up on the Heat, apparently.
But the Heat were missing their top gun, though. They didn't play. The Heat didn't have Tyler Hero. And Tyler Hero is the Heat's, offense in the fourth quarter, basically. Yep. But am I worried? I'm in the middle, right? I'm not worried. I'm either way. I'm like right in between, because that injury to your foot, man, that could be devastating. You be injured in the playoffs. Without Steph, they're not going to. They're making a deep run. Without Steph, they'll lose in the second round, right? Because in the second round, they're going to get Memphis, and they won't have home court advantage. And I'm gonna tell you something about them Grizzlies. They young, but they hungry.
They are hungry.
Them boys be playing,
They are
right?
hungry.
And if I'm not mistaken, what was it? The Grizzlies last year that beat the Warriors in the play-in tournament in that 7-8 game?
Was it Lakers?
No, they lost to Memphis first though. The Warriors lost to Memphis first, and then they had to play the Lakers.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yep. So
you're right. You're right in the.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle, man. It could go either way, man. That dude,
you don't know which way you're.
That dude tweak his foot again or get hurt again with his foot. That could be lights out for the Warriors. Everybody wants to see a Suns Warriors finals, like Joey said, but the Grizzlies could definitely crash the party. I think it's between those three teams: Grizzlies, Warriors, Suns in the West. Because everybody else seems to have too many holes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Dallas is playing well. I like how Dallas is playing.
Dallas has been playing really well.
You know what I'm saying? But the team that nobody wants to play though is going to be the Celtics. But anyway, that's for another topic. Them boys, Celtics
are coming right now.
Balling.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Celtics are not playing games with anybody right now.
So I'm actually a little bit more worried than you two, more because I would say with the three guys, they're, your big three, they've played together for so long. They're not really worried about, if, as long as everyone stays healthy. But I don't know. I mean, you think about how many games have those three played together with the other group of guys.
Yeah.
And there's got to be some sort of continuity. The West is so stacked that I don't necessarily know if, remember in the East, last couple of years, you could kind of sleepwalk through the first round. I think the West is loaded enough where if you don't bring it every night, you could lose. I think that this both sides are pretty deep. I mean, granted, if Steph doesn't come out at 100%, we've only seen Clay dominate occasionally. Wiggins, we know what we're going to get with Wiggins, and we know what we're going to get with Draymond. So it all comes down to really how healthy is he? Is he going to be 100% Steph that we know that just can carry them when he needs to?
Right.
You know what I mean? So for me, the fact that those other guys haven't, it's not the old Warriors that, they were tested. You had guys like Sean Livingston, those type of guys who had been in the playoffs and, they
have done that.
These guys, Poole, Lee, like all these younger dudes, how much experience does even Wiggins have in the playoffs?
None.
Yeah, so
not much at all. Yeah.
So
I don't think Wiggins has been in the playoffs ever.
Yeah, he made.
I think they went there 1 year when Butler took him to the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, I guess it's how important do you think experience and continuity, those sort of things are, because they just haven't. If it would be one thing if I saw, like, if Clay just comes out and turns it now into old Clay and he just comes out and just starts dominating games. And we've seen him do it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
He had that one night he scored like 35.
Yeah.
But, I don't know if it all comes down to Steph and he's not at 100%, then you get a little bit more worried. But the thing is with them is they do have like a Poole that can come off the bench and he can come off and score 25 or 30 also. They got a lot of guys who can go off.
Yes, they do.
So that's the one thing that they do have is if somebody else can step up, if Steph isn't playing great that night, where we talked about like Brooklyn, if Durant and Kyrie don't go off, they probably aren't going to win.
Trouble.
Those guys got to go off for at least 30 something every time.
They went off tonight for 43 and 35 and took an L to Memphis without John Morant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, still lost. So imagine if Kyrie goes for 30 and KD is off and goes for 15, 18, they're not going to win. You know what I mean? So at least Golden State has Wiggins can go off, Poole. You know what I mean? They got some guys. So
yeah,
it's definitely going to be interesting. The West both are loaded.
Yes, they are. Yes, they
All
are.
right, Joey, you want to wrap us up with the last college basketball question, and then we'll get into your hot take and close it out for the.
It's hot, y'all. It's hot.
It's going to be Chinese basketball.
It's hot. We are in the regional semifinals. I like saying regional semifinals over Sweet 16. But I also say we are in the Sweet 16, the regional semifinals. Which matchup are you all most looking forward to? Where you going, JB?
Man, I forgot what we talked about earlier. Hold on. I don't want to take nobody else. I know. Okay. If I'm not mistaken, I think. Let Chris go first, man.
Yeah, I'll go.
I think I know what yours was, Joey, but I don't remember Chris's.
I'll go. I got Arizona, Houston. Houston was a team I was going back and forth about Houston or Iowa, which of the two teams I would like both of those teams to make runs. And clearly I picked the wrong of those two, but I thought Houston had that in them to make a good run, and they've been playing really well. They put it on Illinois and shut them down. The way that, I don't know if you guys watched the Houston at all, but their offensive rebounding, those dudes, they're number one in the country in offensive rebounding. And, I mean, if you do that, and really that's just what hustle, that's just kind of outworking.
Who wants it?
Who wants it? Exactly. So to me, even if your shots aren't falling, but you can still dominate and get second chances, you're going to stay in games generally. So I don't know if they're going to if Arizona's is going to blow them out. They're tall. They've got athletes on there. So to me, it's definitely a good game. Arizona's, a team that's been hot all year. I mean, they're, one seed for a reason. So, but they got tested last week where they go into overtime against TCU. So right now, the two teams who've looked better in the tournament, Houston's looked better. So, to me, good 1-5 matchup. Houston, another team, even though they're all different starters, they've got a pedigree of obviously last year getting to a Final Four, and that helps. So, guys, there's probably some guys on there. The one thing is that JB has said is, do they have a guy who can get you a bucket like they had last year in Grimes? So, they've lost their best players out. I think he messed up his knee to be this year. So he was going to kind of be that guy, and they lost him. So, but they haven't lost a lot of games, and they offensive rebound. So to me, they can stay in games. So that'll at least, hopefully it's an interesting one. So yeah, I'm going with that game.
They were like number one in the nation last year, offensive rebounding as well.
Clearly they've got, they kind of remind me of the old Cincinnati teams.
I remember those teams with
Remember,
Bob Hunter,
just
a whole bunch of guys.
Like it's just like the last team you want to see on the playground. Like those guys, just athletes that are rough and just don't mind playing dirty and getting after it all game. And you just know you're in, you just know you're in for it that game, and that's what they are.
You're right.
A team that offensive rebounds and they got athletes. That was Cincinnati back in the day.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah. Where you going, JB?
All right. So I don't know. Were you going Texas Tech and Duke?
Take it.
Yours?
Take it.
No, nah.
I got one other one.
I'm not gonna take it. I think that was yours. All right. So
I got another one.
I'm gonna let you have yours because
I'm not taking that one. I'm not taking it.
I ain't taking it either then. I'm not taking it either. So
I'm not taking it.
What I'm gonna take Battlewater, Blue Bloods, really? Right? Yeah. I told you I'm not taking that one. So UCLA is a team
I was
that
taking that one.
okay. All right. I'll go with Duke,
No,
Texas
take
Tech.
it. Take it.
No, let Joey have his Dukies then.
Yes.
Joey will have his Dukies.
Duke, your Dukies, Joe. I don't know why you out here faking like you're looking forward to seeing Coach K play. I was trying to give you that one. But like I said, UNC, which is Chris's team, and UCLA, man, two of the storied programs in
Amen to that.
college basketball, right? UNC with a new coach with Hubert Davis, and UCLA with a coach they just made probably one of the highest paid coaches in America. Great matchup. I mean, UNC just came off a roller coaster ride of a game against Baylor, and have had a roller coaster year, while UCLA has not quite met expectations, but also has been solid throughout this whole season. They got a 4th seed, but they're probably better than a 4th seed. They got a lot of good players. So I'm looking forward to that matchup, seeing can North Carolina stay on that ride and not hit one of them lows that they have seen to have a few times this year.
Absolutely.
And UCLA, who clearly is a battle-tested team, right? UCLA is battle-tested. They will come ready to play, and they will. I mean, you can't key on one guy because they'll have multiple guys doing it for them. So it should be a good game. Should be an exciting game.
I
will say that Carolina is not really an 8 seed if you look at their roster. You know what I mean? Like that.
Based on that roster, yes.
Baylor got screwed having them as an 8 seed because they've got the talent of a 4 or 5 seed at least. So, I mean, the thing is like RJ Davis, JB mentioned earlier, went off the other day for like 30 points. They get it from they don't really have that one guy that can go off. Baycott goes, deep inside. He's definitely a double type of guy, but it should definitely be a great matchup. I think that who's the Tyga Campbell guy? I mean, UCLA's got guys too, so it's a lot of talent. Probably not necessarily high NBA kind of early first round guys, but there's a lot of kind of
really
late
good
first,
college basketball players.
second round type of talent in this game. So
the guard matchup is going to be big time. The guard matchup is going to be big time between Campbell and on the other side
we got Leaky Black and Caleb Love there. So
yes. Guard, this is going to be a big time guard game. It's going to be, I think, whoever wins that matchup between them, because Campbell's solid. He seems to always be. He doesn't seem to make many mistakes, and RJ Davis can. I mean, he lit Baylor up. That's the RJ Davis that we're going to see. That's a big time matchup there.
The thing with Carolina and UCLA is they're not just a one man. They can get scoring from multiple places. They're very similar in that way. Like, what was it? Juzang last one, he barely, I think he barely scored at all.
Yes.
He had like no points at one point in the second half.
He played poorly.
And they still won. So Carolina's the same way. Never on both teams, you never know which guy's gonna go off. Where if you talk about like Auburn, they go as Jabari Smith goes, and Jabari Smith had like 4 points the other night or something.
Right.
So, you're leaning on a guy like I talked about with Iowa and Keegan Murphy. If your one guy doesn't go off, you're probably done.
Correct.
So
this is I know that UCLA made it to the Final Four last year. Carolina has been down. I think that this is a game where I think both of these programs are looking to get back to, being prominent, being one of the main blue bloods. And I think this could be a big time game for recruiting also, because I think both these, I think they're both in really good hands. Hubert Davis has done a phenomenal job. I think this could be something that recruits your 5 and 4 stars who are not going to make the jump to go to the G League or go play in any other league. Maybe looking at me like, you know what, I think I'm going to go to Chapel Hill, or I am going to go out to LA and help rebuild and bring UCLA back. So this is a big matchup.
We'll take the guys that Duke does not want, because Duke's in the recruiting classes. You see, it's like the top 5 guys. They got like 4 of them.
Shire is recruiting his behind off. Yes, he is.
We'll take your leftover.
It's the name. It's not him.
Well, partly, but K is leaving, so he must be doing something right. He's doing something right.
Whatever.
He's doing something right.
Okay. Well, we definitely have Duke is an easy sell, Joey. It's not St. Peter's. It's not St. Peter's
minus K. This is Duke minus K. That's
true. I mean, remember, we'll see, because remember Miami when they were loaded in football. Remember, and Butch Davis was there.
Correct.
And then they, how long did that stay? Or Pete Carroll. It's hard to keep a dynasty going once the coach leaves.
Absolutely. And let's not forget when Coach K got when he got sick, Duke was trash. First year comes back, he's got some big time recruits coming in. Duke went back straight to the top. It means something.
He had just so you know, he had the same kids on that team that year when he got sick. He had Cherokee Parks. Oh, they still had all McDonald's All-Americans everywhere on the top in the starting 5. So please,
JB, big time recruit that he got, Rashawn McLeod. He got him, and then it started going straight up from there. Straight up from there. He didn't have a player like that. He didn't have a player like that.
Okay.
He didn't have a player like that. And that's why the Duke Texas Tech game is a huge matchup. Styles, 2 different styles. I'm really worried about Texas Tech. They are a veteran team. They are a long team. They have very tall players in their backcourt front line. I think those players can give Jeremy Roach trouble. Jeremy Roach was breaking down Michigan State's defense. He was getting to the cup whenever he wanted, getting he had some outstanding layups towards the end of that game. They went down 5 with 5 minutes left. I think a lot of Duke fans got a little tight. Roach played out of his mind. So Texas Tech wants to suffocate you. They are a JB style defense. They are a JB style defense. Duke, I'm worried that they don't have the shooters. They don't have the knockdown shooters that they've had. The main knockdown shooter, Joey Baker, has not been playing for them. He has not been playing for them. So we're going to see what Roach does. The kid from PG County, as a matter of fact, Roach is from Northern Virginia, and then the other freshmen from PG County, they're going to be getting a lot of time. It's going to be up to them. Of course, they may have the number 1 pick on their team also. We'll see. He seems, as a game, he gets comfortable, and when he gets to the cup, he's pretty much unstoppable. You're not gonna keep him from doing whatever he wants to do.
Isn't there a kid on Texas Tech that transferred from VCU?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, Santos.
Did you know there's a kid on Gonzaga's? I seen y'all a picture. Kid from Gonzaga's from Petersburg, Virginia.
He's from Petersburg. Wow.
One of their guards.
Oh wow. Okay. I wonder if he went to a private school or if he went to Petersburg High School.
Probably went to a private school.
Okay.
Big time guys do nowadays.
Okay.
They don't go to no regular schools no more.
Petersburg Red Wave.
Yeah.
It's crazy that that beer leaves. I was just looking up Mark Adams, who's the Texas Tech coach.
Yes.
And they don't really miss a beat at all. They still run that
don't.
game. He's been with him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was like, at first I saw him, I thought he was like a little old lady.
That's
when
what
I
I said the same thing.
saw him. I was like, do I got
Who is this lady coaching the
do I got the
coaching
women's
men's
tournament on?
basketball?
Like what the?
I said the same thing.
Y'all are crazy.
He's a
Look,
great.
when you
he's
look
doing a
and when
great
you
job,
watch
though.
the game, JB, tell me he doesn't.
All right, I'm gonna watch this week. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch him. And who's playing tomorrow night? So tomorrow night we have
That's why Joey's looking forward to the game.
I definitely thought the same thing.
okay, so tomorrow night, 9:39. We got Duke and Texas Tech on CBS, and then at 9:59, we got Houston, Arizona on TBS. Should be some good watching. The biggest spread is the Gonzaga game. Gonzaga is 9.5 favorite to
Mhm.
Duke. I'm still shocked that Duke is a underdog, right? Yeah, that's amazing. And then that the Arizona and Houston line, considering the conference that Arizona played in, they are really digging Kevin Sampson's team for
Right.
that
What's
line to be
the line on that one?
1.5.
They're
Right.
they're plus 1.5.
Yeah, Houston is, right? I mean,
Man.
considering that, what did Houston play in the American Athletic,
Yes, they did.
right? And and they're a fifth seed. They were the best team in the American Athletic and got a fifth seed, which I don't understand. Right? You 30, how you get a fifth seed and you 31-5 right now? That's the NCAA for you anyway.
Yes, you're right about that.
All right. But anyway, so it should be some good viewing to tomorrow night. So it's time for that hot take. I believe Joy is a combination of college basketball and NBA basketball for you to tantalize your taste buds for parlays and betting.
Let's do this thing. Let me tell you all the hot take for tomorrow. This will be all tomorrow nights. Tomorrow night. Of course, I'm having some eligibility. Oh, hold on. Try again. Let me make sure I get this in there.
What's going on? What's happening?
It's not. It's saying it's not locating my. It can't verify my location.
It probably just needs to back out.
Every time you get downstairs, it happens to you.
Yeah. Well,
Do
let me
back out.
Do you know even when you see that, you still can see the games?
I can still see them. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So this is after you put this 5-leg parlay together, it gives me a plus 25.96. Let's go college first, because it's going to start at 7:29 p.m. with Michigan at Villanova. Please give me Villanova minus the 5.
So you ain't digging Jawan.
I am not. Then I will go to the NBA game at 7:40. Oh, excuse me. This is not in order, because if it was in order, then I would have gone Arkansas.
I'm taking Arkansas plus the 9.5.
I'm taking Arkansas plus the 9.5.
And then Villanova minus the 5.
Villanova minus the 5. Then we'll go to the NBA. I'm taking the Raptors money line, which is minus 146. We're gonna stay in the NBA because there will be an upset right now. Phoenix, I'm taking them the money line plus 130. Phoenix is at Denver. And lastly, we'll go back to the college game. I'll take Arizona minus the 1.5.
Wait, what was the other one before that?
Phoenix money line at Denver plus 130.
Oof.
How dare they think that Phoenix is not going to go in there and win that game?
Suns money line. Nova.
-5.
Arkansas plus 9.5.
Raptors money line is my type of bet.
Raptors money line. And what's the fifth one?
Fifth one, you got the Suns.
Yeah, I got the Suns, son.
Arizona.
He hasn't done the other one yet, right?
Arizona.
Arizona money line or plus or the points?
The points.
-1.5. All right.
I think that was a mistake.
You said what, Chris?
I said that one's a mistake.
Why you say that?
I mean, I just like I wouldn't be surprised if Houston wins that one, but we'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised if Houston wins too.
Playing.
That's a
So hold on. What
scary matchup.
You took a minus the 1.5?
Yes.
Let me see.
It's a scary matchup. Scary.
So pretty much they're 1.5 all across the board. So really, yeah, I mean that's kind of and what so yeah, it's not necessarily the best one looks like
scary.
We got the Suns. We got the Suns plus 130.
25.96.
Toronto money line. We got Nova. We got Arkansas. And the last one was Arizona. Let's see what that's looking at. We got the 2596. Okay.
What y'all think? Get your money. Get your money. Stack.
Oh man. We're gonna see, can Joey bring home?
This is coming home. This is coming home right here.
How much you putting on it? $1?
$1.50.
Well, that's for 35. How much you get? How much you win?
40.
Boy. So when you hit that magic number of getting to 100, you can drop 100 on something to see how I feel.
If I can get to 100, there is a chance I may drop 25 on something.
Let me tell you something, Joey. What I tell you every day. Scared money. Don't make money. All right, scared money don't make money. Whether you gambling, stock markets, mutual funds, you got a job, scared money don't make money.
No, it does not.
All right, there you go. Joey's hot take.
The hot one.
Parlay pick.
This is a hot one.
Yeah, that'd be a nice little hit if Joey can come through. Because you know, of course, every time Joey does a parlay hot pick on here, guess what I do? I play it regardless of if I like it or not. Right? I still play it. Now, have I hit one or two? I think I've hit one, maybe.
You've hit a couple of them. You've hit a couple.
I think it's. I know I hit on a Super Bowl. A couple of Super Bowl ones I hit, but
a couple of them.
Yeah, you know, I don't always trust them. But
there was a Super Bowl one. Then he hit the week before that with the Chiefs one. Remember? He hit that.
I'm talking about me hitting money.
Well, remember it was like. Remember, I think we were tailing him on that one. I think it was like Mahomes over a certain amount of yards, Joe Burrow over 250. I think it was.
Yeah. I mean, if Odell didn't get hurt, man, geez, man, I would have just.
Did you play?
I would have tore up the Super Bowl. I would have just ate it up.
JB, did you play my Florida State against UMass? That was the one.
No, I didn't. I couldn't do it, man. The spread was like what, 35? Or what was the spread on that one?
Joey was.
JB, let me tell you what the great Peter Brown said.
Go ahead.
Scared money don't make money.
I tell you what, I'm already sitting here planning like for when we get back to college football. I think I'm gonna put some money in the account and I'm gonna dedicate every week that we do our picks. I'm gonna put money on each one of my picks. Like probably may start with like $5 or $2 a piece for each one just to see what I can do for the entire season. And I might just do it on one site, you know what I'm saying? So I might not do it on Caesars, so I can see the start and finish by every pick I make, the same amount every time, no parlays.
Okay.
See if you can actually come out on top.
Yeah, I wanna see that, right? I do. I want to see how that works, because of course with the spread, usually with the spread, the odds are always around what minus 110.
Usually,
right?
yeah, you're in the 110.
Always like usually with the spread and everything. So
Uh-huh.
we'll see. I mean, I think it's gonna be a little fun experiment. I'm looking forward to doing that. Right. I am. I'm looking forward to doing it. Of course, my Caesar site, I'm still gonna do my crazy parlays. Right. Crazy parlays. You gotta do it. $25 free parlay, $1,000 win. So you can't beat that.
There you go. Can't beat that. Beautiful.
You can't beat it. But,
That's beautiful.
All right. So that's episode 45 for tonight, man. We got 5 more episodes until we hit that magical number of 50.
50.
50 episodes are going to be in the journals of the universe, not just of America, not just YouTube, but of the universe. So
wait, hold on. When's our year anniversary? Is right around now.
I think we already passed it, man. Be honest. Let me look at the site.
Very close.
I think we already had our year.
I think it was like, wasn't it this week?
Hold on.
We talked about Sweet 16.
We're getting very close.
Let me look at the content. Let me scroll down and look at episode 1. What's today's date?
Now we are on the 24th.
Okay, so I think Friday will be our 1-year anniversary.
Oh wow.
Well, because I remember, didn't we last year we did it on a Sunday?
Yeah, because remember we actually did it when we did it. We filmed it. We didn't do live. Like our first couple episodes. Like I'm telling you right now, we didn't do a live episode until episode 17. Our first 16 episodes were kind of recorded and published, and then I think around that time I got the new laptop, and then I was like, "Yep, we're going live." And we've been live ever since, right? We've been filming live ever since.
So what was the date? What was the date that it was published?
Published is on March the 26th. So I believe we filmed that on the 25th. Or maybe the day before. The day could be the anniversary, right?
Yeah.
Because it may, let me
March
see.
26th.
What day was that of the week?
That was a Friday. So we definitely didn't do it on a Friday.
So we probably did that Thursday, the 25th, and it might have been even the 24th, because we used to do Wednesdays, and it usually took me a day or two to do the kind of publish it and do everything, remember? So I'm guessing it took me like 2 or 3 days every time to put stuff together. That's how I put together that magical episode where we got Joey playing golf. I'm gonna have to bring up that video for next week. Definitely next week. Let's talk about our first year on CJ Squared. Let's talk about that next week a little bit. How our first year has gone.
I'll be returning to the greens too.
You said what, Joey?
I should be returning to the greens within the next month and a half.
Oh no!
You're gonna need.
No!
Should be.
Should I get it ready?
Get it ready, please.
That was weird.
Ready. I'll have some of my best golf quotes for you again.
Oh my goodness! I remember the golf quotes. Oh my goodness! All right,
ones I have for you.
All right. So everybody, we're gonna put a wrap on episode 45. Wish us luck this weekend. I wish all of you guys luck on your brackets and your tournaments. Hope your teams win, as long as it's not the team that I'm rooting against. So I hope you get some dubs. See Chris and Joey focused. Look at those.
I think we filmed on a Sunday night and we were watching the games.
Were we watching the games?
I think we filmed. I'll have to look at the episode.
Yeah. But guess what? We do know this. We have done this for a year. And if this is a year, that means we almost have done an episode per week, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering we all have busy lives and doing different things and different responsibilities. I can imagine I can actually envision what would happen if we did this as a full-time gig. Like, this was our job, getting paid for it.
Oh boy.
This would be like every day. It'd be like, I don't know. This would be awesome, right? Every day we just be tripping and having fun like we do every night. When we do this. So, for everybody out there that has watched any of our clips or watched any of our shows, we appreciate it. Hopefully, 1 year in, 100 subscribers. Hopefully, one more year we can get up to 1,000 or more subscribers, to actually get some people in here that want to learn something and have some fun. So that's episode 45. We're gonna get back at y'all next week. I'm JB. That's Chris. That guy is Joey. And we are CJ Squared. Peace.